let's start cleaning up. These are some hen of the woods mushrooms, or maitake mushrooms. So when we're going to clean these guys up, literally, we're just going to break these apart, and you can kind of see we have just the root end or the stem there. And if you feel it, you can kind of feel that's a little woody, and the rest is very tender.
Sure.
So we're just going to peel that off, and if you guys want to just kind of split these in to smaller edible pieces, we'll start there, and I'm going to cut these guys up over here. All right, so I'm just going to put a little oil in here. And we're going to turn up our heat. We're going to go ahead and start with the mushrooms. Boy, you guys really did a very nice job with those mushrooms.
I wasn't sure if you wanted them all.
So why don't we go ahead and we can start. I'm going to move these guys over.
Okay.
And if you guys want to start with the corn next.
Okay, what are we doing with the corn?
We're going to just go ahead and take it right off the husk there.
Do you have any tricks for this?
Yeah, let's go. We were talking about this. This is actually one of your tricks, which is really nice. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to lay this towel down. And you guys can, and this is going to help us catch our corn. And we can just kind of bring this knife. I also like to use a serrated knife, and this is actually a tomato knife. But it sometimes helps take those kernels right off. All right, so if you guys want to go ahead and clean those guys up. Okay,
right,
so I have a hot pan here. We have a little oil in there. I'm just going to go ahead and add our mushrooms in there. And I might, this burner over here is actually a little hotter, so I'm going to go ahead and switch these guys over.
Now, are you looking to get some nice brown color
Yeah,
on
we
these?
want to go ahead and caramelize them a little bit and get some of the moisture out. I can come over here. I'm going to go ahead and add a little salt. And so as far as this dish goes, you can kind of see we're not, we haven't used any butter.
No.
It's going to be pretty straightforward, very simple flavors, nice and clean. We're just going to let all of our beautiful produce and stuff kind of speak for itself.
I love it. It's so fresh.
Yes.
Smells good.
So next we just have some little cherry tomatoes here. You can actually use your tomato knife if you just want to come in here and just kind of have some of these guys. And you probably only have to do half of those. Okay. So next you can see we have some really beautiful color there.
Yeah, very nice.
I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to this. The salt actually helps pull out some of that moisture to help caramelize it a little bit better, and of course adds a little bit of flavor.
Great.
If you guys want to go ahead and dump your corn in there, you can use the towel. Just be careful when you pick it up that you get
yeah. Just kind of slide it right in.
The whole world's watching here.
Yeah. All right.
Very well
Beautiful.
done.
Very nice. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and add the tomatoes right into that set.
Corn?
Yep.
All right.
So let me just come over real quick. We're just going to add a few ingredients here. This, I added a little garlic. We have just these are sweet onions. We're going to add those guys in. I have, these kind of peppers are pretty neat here.
They're very pretty.
Yeah, so I have some shishitos. I have some sweet, just a sweet red pepper.
Okay.
And this is actually, I believe the name is Habaninto. And so it is a habanero pepper without the spice.
Love it.
With all the flavor.
Nice, because they have that real fruity kind of citrusy taste to
them. If you
them
want to go ahead, just give that a try. And I'm always worried when I do this that someone in my kitchen has switched up the wrong ones.
Yeah, right. They look like they're going to be hot. They smell like they're going to be hot.
Well, and I always find as soon as I taste one, I start to sweat.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
He's pretty good with that knife. You could change careers. I think
Yeah?
a surgeon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lee has some of the best knife skills I've ever seen.
Well, thank you very much.
Talk about your back slice technique that you're doing.
So this is, we actually, if you have a very nice knife, it's very sharp. The back slice is a technique where you're allowing the knife to do the work to slice through the cells of whatever you're cutting, as opposed to sometimes this motion, when you don't have such a sharp knife, can actually tear the cells. So when we do things like garlic, we'll actually cut that to order.
Which is, I have to say, insane for a restaurant to do that.
But it's kind of amazing. I feel like sometimes when you look at it and you see how much garlic that I've sliced and put in, I feel like people would be like, man, you know, that's going to be a ton of garlic. But because you're using the back slice and a sharp knife, it allows the flavor to just kind of blend a little bit easier, and it doesn't kind of overpower a dish. All right.
Very technical.
Absolutely. I like
So we're just about here on this. I'm just going to squeeze a little lime juice in it. And I'm just going to check our seasoning, see where we're at. Let me go ahead and pass a little of the cilantro over.
Okay.
And we can just pick a couple of those guys. Okay, so let me come in. I'm just going to add one more little shishito pepper here.
Now, why did you add the peppers more towards the end rather than in the beginning of cooking?
Well, I don't want to kind of destroy them. Like you can see the dish is really beautiful. You can see all those colors.
Yeah.
We don't want to cook it too much, so we're pretty much to the point where we can actually turn the heat off.
Okay.
So I'm just going to add one more shishito here.
So you just really want to maintain the color, the texture.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. We're going to stop the heat. And then something else that I've done over here. So whenever you see, sometimes you'll see like a lime or a lemon or a grapefruit supreme on the menu. And I feel like a lot of times people don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But basically what we've done is I've taken the peel off. And we come in here. You just cut the ends off. And then you can work your way around with a knife. And then it's kind of cool if you just follow the peel as you turn it, you can go ahead and get a really beautiful peelless lime.
So you just want to expose all the flesh,
Right.
basically.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in and just kind of follow the ribs. And you want to be very careful that you don't go right through your lime. And you're just going to take these little pieces off.
They're so tiny.
Yeah. And then this is a really nice garnish to add at the end of a dish, especially with something like this, where you'll get that really nice lime flavor,
Right.
kind of in a little bit more controlled than just dumping the juice in.
Nice.
All right.
You usually don't see lime supremes too often. You usually
No.
see orange or grapefruit, like you said.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle these guys in.
Cool.
Okay, so here, if we want to add a little bit of cilantro to this, maybe like a tablespoon, go ahead and get it in there.
About a pinch. I'll give you a pinch.
There you go.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. So this is one of the things, we're ready.
All right.
So once, it's like a lot of times at the restaurant, my entremet will have the sets prepped. And they'll be like, chef, you haven't cooked the fish yet. I will
wanna
always
wait.
wait to the end to cook the skate, just because it does go so quickly.
Okay.